short countdown before the first kickoff, and here it goes. It's gonna be Harrigan with a solo play here near the corner to Ryan. He's gonna be the one to get a touch at least to keep it away, but Zeki is gonna be there ready to take over Tokyo. Sending it right to the midfield team, sending it right back with a 1v1 situation, and he's gonna be starting this one off. 1-goal lead already for Titans, and that's already a quick start for them. You know, it has only been 16 seconds, and we have seen plenty of solo plays. I believe it was starting with Harrigan, then it was maybe it was Zeki, and then it was Deem also taking over. So every time they just tried to clear the ball away, there was already a player ready to strike back. Now Harrigan with a shot on net, and that's already going to be 2 goals lead for them. Things are just getting a lot quicker than expected. And also Team getting that bomb against Aza just to push him away and just assert their dominance. You know, this is already a perfect start for Titans, and I think being gifted like with 2 goals in less than 30 seconds, especially against a team like Renegades, it's already a good sign for them. But they still need to find a way to maintain the lead because we can't count them out yet. There's still plenty of time remaining on the clock, and a really good demo here coming in from Aza to Ray with a shot on net, but that's not going to go in. And Aza trying to deny Harrigan. Now to Rayem. Right into the middle. Dean with a shot on net, and nobody's home, and this one is going to go in. 3 goals lead already for Titans, and 1 minute only, and it seems like a lot of chaos going in. It's almost like only the family are playing, except that their name isn't showing here. And you know, like, you can see 1 goal very early, that's completely fine, but then you concede another one, and then you get to concede another goal, and this is where things start to get out of control. You don't really want to let anything snowball like that on you. Yeah, you may not have the most beautiful start, but you can always bounce back and have your comeback. Seki with a shot, or maybe with a pass. It's gonna be Tokyo. Let's get there to clear it away. Zeki. It's right into the net. Hurricane with a follow-up, but it's not even going to be there. But again, Zeki, Titans, they're just dominating right now. A lot of offensive pressure coming, and they're able to keep up with the rotation very well. Now Tokyo is able to break through to Rarium. Couldn't really get anything done. Tokyo sending this one high, also getting a demo off the wall, creating the space needed, but sadly there was no such a follow-up coming from Renegades to break the silence and maybe have a starter where they're going to be having it maybe even more possible to get their comeback going. Terrarium with a shot on net, and that was a great placement coming in, and finally we get to see them breaking through, and the big mistake coming in from the positioning. As I was reaching how good their rotation was to keep up with the offensive pressure, it seems like once they got to the defense, they couldn't really manage to keep up with their positioning as quick as possible. Deep, he's still able to get another touch here with Zero Boost. You know, creating a lot of pressure again from the start, and we have seen it happening right after the kickoff. It's going to be Deem handling this situation very calmly, and it goes with a solo play. Aza sending this one to the corner for Tokyo. Tokyo off the ceiling, and Aza, they're getting their passing plays going with style, and 1 goal difference right now. Things are just looking really bright for Renegades to bounce back. Still have half of the game, and you know, there's still plenty of rooms for goals here, especially for Renegades. They're still able to bounce back, and you know, as I was speaking about, yeah, don't let this snowball in you, and I think they're doing a really good job at not letting that happen. Especially when you go down by 3, you get to score 2 goals, and you're like, yeah, you can definitely score another one because you scored 2, so why not another one? That's definitely gonna give them the confidence back to keep going, especially with how much time left on the clock. Harrigan dribbling that all the way to the blue side. It's gonna be Zeki trying to take control, or maybe wasting a little bit of time. Team in the defense, forcing a 50, and gets to win that 50. It's gonna be Aza. He has to play it away. Sending this one high. Tokyo taking over off the backboard. It's gonna be cleared. Oh, not gonna be cleared, Tokyo. he's able to read that very well, and we finally get to see an equalizer. And that read was insanely hard. I mean, it looked like he was definitely gonna clear it off the wall, but Tokyo, it's almost like he had some kind of an aimbot here, and he know that where the ball exactly gonna bounce, and almost like that perfect start for Titans never really happened, as we're gonna have a tied up game here. So 3 goals back to back coming from Renegades, and they're just slowly bouncing back and um, getting their momentum going. Harrigan with another solo play here, and coming back to Zeki, and they take their lead back. That was a quick play coming in from Harrigan. Nothing too fancy here, but getting that touch as he was coming off the wall like that. It was right in front of Tokyo's face, and Zeki with a speedy follow to put that one on net as they get their lead back with still 1 minute and a half remaining. And this is such a high scoring game, 7 goals in total. Don't get to see that very often in 2v3. Zeki, solo play, still going to be happening though. No boost, and also Asa getting a demo. This could be awkward. Tokyo off the wall here in Terrarium with a shot, but that's not going to go on net. Asa trying to take over. Can't really find the second touch, and still Tokyo continuing on the work, looking for another setup. And a lot of whiffs are coming in. This could be very dangerous for Titans. They need to survive. They got like 40 seconds. They need to get a really good clear and keep up with the offensive pressure until the timer hits 0. Now Zeki in the midfield sending this one high, but Tokyo again can't really get rid from that easily. Now Zeki dropping this one low. Asa couldn't really get the touch. Tokyo with a bit of a weak shot here, and it's going to be a double commit. Again, it's just looking extremely dangerous, and Asa finally finishing off the job. 12 seconds, and they still managed to stay alive. And who knows, maybe you're gonna see an overtime. And like I said earlier in my predictions, I was saying that, yeah, maybe you're gonna see at least 2 overtimes. Because again, I'm expecting the series to go nail to nail here. It's definitely gonna be a battle. It's not gonna be an easy thing. And maybe you're gonna see some kind of denial here because the ball is still alive. Ball is still up. Tokyo off the ceiling. Still gonna be able to keep it up, but it's not gonna be that long. And we're gonna go in an overtime in the first game. And you know, it's already been going back and forth. But right now, it's just 1 goal that could be separating the whole momentum. To Ryan. Ceiling. Getting grunt pinch too, but arrogant. Again, now it's going to be Asa. Zeki coming off the sides. He's not going to be able to find the touch. Deep trying to waste time here in the defense. To Ryan. Putting this one right into the middle. Harrigan sending this one high. Asa playing it very slowly. Zeki. This shot's going to be blocked, and it's like both teams are able to read each other's very, very well. Every time a player goes for the shot or goes for the clear, there is always somebody else to be prepared for that shot or maybe even block, and we'll get to see those chances getting blocked very quickly. Now Deem off the backboard, can he finish it off? It's gonna be Tokyo. And Harrigan with a free jump. Be right into the middle, Zeki, and now Harrigan with a finisher. It goes back to Titans. Wow, the positioning, like Harrigan, he was just coming from having a shot, and yeah, maybe that looked a bit simple, but he was in the perfect spot in the perfect moment. As Harrigan, he gets the finisher and takes the win to be secured for Titans, and we finally get to see a team to be beating Renegades in at least 1 game, but we still have more games to be played, and that is a very close game. I wasn't really expecting the first one to be in overtime, but that is a really high scoring game. 9 goals in total, and like I said, you barely get to see those games in 3v3, but this one is very, very interesting. Normally when you have high scoring games, the next one are going to be maybe more like maybe more careful. Every team going to be having a slow approach. They're not going to be rushing anything because, yeah, we can see that yeah, we scored a lot of goals, but we still conceded a lot of goals. So I think both teams might be thinking the same, where they need to take it very slow and play it very patiently. Maybe a bit of a neutral kickoff. We're not going to be starting off with lots of pressure coming in like how it was in the first game. But it's going to be very interesting because from the start we have seen Renegades to be having the ball a bit more. To Rayam. Switching back to Octane. He was playing with the Batmobile. Maybe that didn't really work, but never really know. Segi. Putting this one across. Asa getting bumped. Maybe that's delay gonna be adding something to it, but he's still able to play defensively. Deem with a shot on the crossbar. Zegi just taking control here with a solo play, but it's not gonna be happening for that long. Harrigan. And I think 1 minute. I think this is like the longest we have been so far without seeing a first goal. But as I was speaking of it, it's gonna be Deem, just like how it was in game 1. It always has to be Deem to start the games off, and already 1 goal lead for them. That was a crucial challenge here on the air. Deem against Aza, and that was a perfect placement too on the shot. It didn't really have to be complicated, but it has to be you know, a shot on that, and that's gonna do it for them. To Rayam of the ceiling, it's gonna be Harrigan with a bit of weight dashing, trying to be a bit more unpredictable in that solo play. We have seen plenty of solo plays coming from Titans, while compared to Renegades, we have seen a lot of passing plays attempts, and that was a great save coming from Tokyo. Honestly, I was just really expecting that to be safe because the placement and the speed of the shot, it just seems like it was more than enough for it to be going in. And you know, we have seen Tokyo to be a really a clutch player, showing up greatly in defense and offense as well. And lots of bumps are coming in. Aza, it's gonna be Harrigan denying that play as the whole Renegade team start to prepare themselves in the defensive area. Team gaining control, but you know, he missed that corner boost. He's still able to get that pinch of the wall, and I think that's more than enough for him to reposition himself. It's gonna be Zegi near the corner. Aza not really finding the touch, but leaving it for Tokyo. Tokyo sending this one high. It's gonna be Harrigan. Not the cleanest touch. Zegi is able to cover his teammate up. Now Harrigan. Again, Tokyo really stepping up the defense of Harrigan. Excuse me, really stepping up the defense of Renegades. I'm not sure why I said Harrigan though. Even though Harrigan doesn't really play for Renegades. But it's coming for an eligible. It's going to be denied again. Tokyo. Again showing up in lots of defensive plays. Coming in with those clutch clears and denying the game to be out of control like how it was in the first game. To still go in a lot of minutes without Renegades getting their first goal. Zegi. Not a lot happening here, but again they're just trying to build up the pressure, and maybe it's gonna be starting from there. Harrigan with a shot on net. It's gonna be denied by Terrarium. Not a lot of boost, but here he goes, the counter. Maybe Tokyo holding this one up. Kinda winning the 50, but again, it's gonna be Deem sending this one away. Now Zegi with a shot on net, and that was a beautiful passing play coming from Titans. What a pass from the sides, Harrigan and Zegi. It's almost like both players, they have the same brain and it just connected. And you know, that was so quick without any kind of hesitation or any delay. And what a way to extend their lead with 1 minute and a half. Now Zegi with a solo play, but it's gonna be denied. Harrigan with a free jump off the wall to Rayam, sending this one high. Tokyo up the corner. We haven't really seen that much of offense from Renegades to begin with. This is a good demo coming in from Terrain. Tokyo winning the 50. This could be the setup that Renegades are looking for, but everybody just getting caught off here, and Harrigan 3-0, and you know, there's no way you could get a comeback, especially at this situation. You know, we had 3 goals comeback earlier, but there was like a lot of time in that game. But right now it's like 51 seconds. Like, what else could they do? Because Harrigan, and also I believe Zegi, they're just holding on very strongly and just controlling the ball, helping a lot when it comes to the offensive rotation, keeping Tannis looking extremely strong, and you know, it's like Renegades have been getting choked the entire time. To barely break through and have any kind of offensive play to get going. It's a whole different story here in game 2. Now Dean. This shot's gonna be saved once again. And as we're about to approach the final 10 seconds, still haven't seen a single goal coming from Renegades. Tokyo could be helping out that at least 1 goal in this game, but it's gonna be dropping down here, and Titans, they get to win 2 games in a row, and that was something honestly I wasn't really expecting. I thought it was gonna be a 3-1 for Renegades, but Titans, they're just looking extremely unstoppable, like you said. It's like, if you want to compare the shots, like 12 shots from Titans compared to Renegades, they only got 2 shots, which really sums up how the game went. Like, I mean, Titans, they had a lot of offensive plays compared to Renegades, and it's almost like Renegades, they spent the entire time defending compared to Titans. I mean, you want to look at Titans, they got only 1 save, while Renegades, they got 6 saves, so that already explains how the game went. Like, while like, yeah, in game 1, it looked like it was out of hand. Yeah, like, we have seen a really high scoring game, and the second game it was low scoring until the end. But I believe Hoodie's gonna be subbing in, and he's gonna be replacing Terrarium. So you never know. Maybe you're gonna have a reverse sweep coming in, because you know, like I said before, when you have Hoodie to be playing, you're gonna see a whole kind of different playstyle, and I think that's really needed for Renegades. So this could be the comeback that Renegades are in need of. And you know, it's gonna be game 3, so there's almost no time when it comes to trying different kind of playstyles. So it has to be right now, and they can't really spare on relying, yeah, maybe we're gonna do it in the next game, or maybe we're gonna do it later, and we're gonna have our comeback from there. Zegi with a shot. It's gonna be Hoodie with a save, and Harrigan sending it right back. Deep. Shot not gonna go in. And Zegi forcing a 50 again, trying to keep the ball on the blue side a little bit longer. Trying to repeat the same thing in the second game. And you know, that was more than effective. It really kept them defending nearly the entire time. And Tokyo breaking through is able to get another touch, but it's gonna be handled by Dean. Aza with a follow-up. Hoodie, interesting shot right here, and Aza with a follow-up. And we finally get to see Renegades scoring first, and you know, this could be it. This could be the thing that it has been missing from the start for Renegades, and we still have a lot of time remaining, of course, but you know, starting off very strongly like that while being down by 2 games, this could be a great confidence booster for Renegades. He's getting this clear and also the demo. Just getting rid of 1 player to deal with. Harrigan. The best touch, it's gonna be Aza. Right into the middle. Hoodie. In the right position for such a follow-up, and you know, forcing the defenders to be panicking here with that maybe a little bit of an edge dribble, or maybe even a dunk. Tokyo. Bringing it down deep with a clear. Harrigan. It's gonna be Aza denying that passing play. Hoodie sending it right back. Zegi sending it back to the walls. Dean is able to assist his teammate in that defensive play. As we get to see a whole different approach coming in from Renegades. Zegi, interesting double. It's gonna be denied by Hoodie. You know, he's already the counter, and I've seen him getting plenty of those saves where those shots could have been goals, but you know, it's a whole different story here coming in since Hoodie joined in this game. Still have a lot of time remaining, and Tokyo trying to extend the lead again, barely letting Titans to get across the midfield. But so speaking of that, it just happens right away. Zegi still there in the play. Tokyo, corner. Dean still keeping up very well rotationally, and you know, it seems like yeah, the ball gets boomed out, and you kind of feel concerned because there's just one player, and that player rushing back to get in the defensive spot. But you know, they're able to prevent them from scoring up in that. So they're doing well, but at the same time, they need to be a little bit more concerned because you never know when that clear can be happening, and you'll find out that there is no player to be ready in that defensive play. And speaking of the defensive play, we don't really get to see any of it for Renegades, and it's already going to be costing them a goal, and we're going to have a tied up game. You know, it was coming from team from defense all the way to offense, and you know, I was expecting that to happen against Titans because they always had like a player rushing back in defense after like they're done from having any offensive play, but this happened against Renegades. So it's already getting more interesting. Tokyo, maybe he got his flip reset. Didn't really use it though. Could eat with a free flip here, coming in with a really good placement, and Zeki couldn't really keep up with it as the lead goes back for Renegade. He read that so well, and with the free flip coming in from the sides, you know, it just couldn't really get any better than that. Reading the touch from his opponent and also beating the other opponent that he had to deal with. Tokyo, not a lot of boost though. This could be a very sluggish attempt, but who did? Winning a really interesting dunk here, and oh, what a play from Renegades. That was insane. Okay, that's 50 from Hooded, and then Tokyo with that jump to drop the ball down, and the finish coming in from Hooded, like the synergy is just already there, and that was a beautiful bounce back coming in from Renegades. You know, we had a lot of solo plays, but Renegades, they're still having... Okay, that's another goal gonna be coming in from Harrigan, and you know, like, I think he just tried to take control, but the challenge was coming in out of nowhere, I believe, from Segi. And you know, every time he just sees the ball upfield, he's never really afraid to maybe say holding back. He just goes for the challenge right away, and that's going to be creating a lot of possibilities to add some kind of offensive pressure. And Zegi's starting off really hot here, right after the kickoff, but it's going to be Hooded denying the pass. And here goes with 2 goals lead again. And Dim also getting that demo, but you know, that could have been a goal for Titans, but just Hoodie like sending it right back once again. You know, we have seen him in defense and offense, and it's like the perfect story that you wanna expect when you see a player subbing in when the team is going down by 2. But you can't even say that it's gonna be enough, because again, Titans, they're still putting a really good fight against them. Not the best bench, but it's gonna be followed up by Hooded. Now Zegi winning that so well. Harrigan putting this one away. Tokyo is gonna be putting it right into the net, and we get to see a 3 goals lead from Renegades. And you know, that's already a game for Renegades, but like I said, you don't really know what's gonna happen next, because yeah, Hooded subbing in, that's already a great thing for Renegades. But Titans, they're still able to strike back, and you know, that's definitely a team you never really want to underestimate, because they've been doing a really good job when it comes to their defensive rotation, and also the pressure that they manage to build up on their opponent's field. But right now, I think it's just Titans, they need to find ways to clear the ball and just prevent Renegades from scoring even more, because they're still going for more goals, and you know, they really want to gain back their confidence after losing 2 games in a row. Now team, then back to Zegi, and a very interesting demo happens here in mid-air. Normally we'd expect bumps, but that was a demo. Completely getting rid of the player, but it's gonna be Tokyo still keeping the ball alive here. But it's gonna be dropping down, and Renegades coming in with a win and avoiding the sweep that could have been coming from Titans, and that is a clutch subbing in coming from Hadid. We're still not done. We're still gonna have more games. Still gonna have game 4, but that's again, that's what you expect when somebody subs in, and 3 goals, 8 shots coming in, like that's already very interesting for Renegades. But still, Titans, they looked very, very scary. They still managed to be able, yeah, even with Hooded being there, they could still score against their opponents. They could still have the pressure to be going, and they could strike at any time. And it has to be right now for Titans. You definitely want to avoid the series to be sent to Game 5, because they had the momentum from the start, especially in Game 2, where it looked like you couldn't really stop them, no matter how many times you're gonna try it. And lots of physical bumps and physical plays happening. Zeki. Solo play, it's gonna be Azza sending this one to the left side. Hooded off the ceiling maybe, and it's still gonna be cleared as Zeki takes control again. Azza, interesting touch here, getting that some kind of pinball bounce from the ball as he shoots the ball on the ground, but still not gonna be resulting in anything too productive. Toki off the corner, it's gonna be Hooded in the midfield with a shot on net, and the demo was just too much to handle. And once again, we get to see Renegades having the first goal, and we have seen something similar to happen in the previous game. And I think this is the perfect moment for Renegades to be confident once again. Yeah, we managed to score first against them, so we definitely could do this. And Harrigan, a shot on net here, and it's gonna be denied by Tokyo. It's almost like you can't get to see a save from Renegades without Tokyo name being mentioned. And Haza, that would have been an insane redirect, and Zegi still able to hold up very strongly. And Harrigan getting bumped, but you can have a safe moment here. It just looked like it was gonna be a bit too awkward, but the communication was there. Still in need of a big clear, because a lot of shots are just coming in left and right. Zegi with a 1v1 situation against Hoodie. Can he finish it off? And it's gonna be saved. Deep with a shot right back into the net, and Tokyo with a save. Zegi still not done, but Hoodie is gonna be able to block that one. Deep sending it to the left side. Azza. Also Hoodie getting a demo upfield, creating the space. And that was a lot of pressure coming in from Titans, but again, Tokyo, a lot of insane saves, and that could have been a tied up game, but they're still holding on that 1-goal lead. And as we get to see another demo happens, but Zegi getting rid of that player in the back to prevent a potential follow-up. Now team, or it's gonna be Azza off the ceiling, and also off the corner. Harrigan with a shot, it's gonna be denied immediately before it even goes closer toward the net. With half of the game passed, Zegi trying to get something done in the offense, but a lot of great pressure coming from Titans. They still need to find a way to break their defense, and I think the only thing they're lacking of is just those physical plays, because Renegades have been proving that it's working effectively. They're able to have the pressure with purpose. Yeah, they're getting rid of the player and also having the ball to be staying there. So that's already 3v2 or maybe 2v1 situations gonna be created for Renegades. And we get to see a lot of players getting demolished, and Tokyo with a shot, but it's gonna be again lacking of accuracy. And Deep with a blooming clear. It's gonna be Harrigan on the best 50, and now Zegi taking control once again, getting that touch to keep it right into the middle at least. And 1 minute and a half, we're still seeing a lot of pressure coming in, and Hooded missing that read. Tokyo trying to force a 50. Azza right into the middle, and We're seeing lots of challenges being thrown at the ball left and right. Harrigan with a shot on net. It's gonna be Tokyo again with even more saves to deny that equalizer to happen from Titans. But the shots are still happening. It's just the defense is too strong, and you know, no matter what they're trying to do, it seems like it's never good enough to break that defense. They still need to see something that's going to be surprising us from Titans. We haven't really seen a lot of passing play attempts, or maybe like some kind of physical plays at least, because every shot seems to be predictable for the defense of Renegades. And you know, as time is slowly ticking, it's still a 1-goal game, and it seems like it's going to be Tokyo having it 2 goals game here, and you know, this could be the final nail on the coffin. Everybody was out of position from Titans, and you know, they tried their best to keep the offensive pressure going. Like, we could either win or lose this. I think that was the mentality in that situation, and that's gonna be backfiring really hard, and we get to see 2 goals lead for Renegades. And you know, if you have like 1 goal game and you couldn't really find that equalizer for like maybe 2 or 3 minutes, it's gonna be even more difficult when you go down by 2 with how many seconds are only left on the clock. And an on goal happening here from Dean. I don't think the shot was actually on net. Like, yeah, it looked like it was a great read coming from Hoodie, but just bounced off the wall, and I think he just tried to maybe send it high. And you could also see how Aza was positioned. He was just waiting for that mistouch to happen so he could follow it up. But the game is already written for Renegades, and definitely gonna go to game 5. The ball is still alive, and never mind, it's gonna be killed by Tokyo, and that was phenomenal performance coming from Renegades. They just had put it in the team, and just everything starts to be working very well for them. But again, Titans, they managed to have a lot of shots. Like they had good plays compared to how it was maybe in game 3, but it just, the defense of Tokyo, 5 saves this time, and I believe the game kind of stops counting the saves after maybe like getting 2 saves in a row. So he definitely had more than that, not like counting the amount of clears he got, and that was, he's definitely a clutch defensive player, while having Hoodie to be the one helping out a lot in the offense. And right now it has to be this game. We're not gonna have any other game to bounce back, so whatever's gonna happen right now, there is no way for you to cover that up until like you get something done very quickly. So you have to be really careful with the first goal. Like, scoring the first goal could be very, very important, and I think for the last 2 games it has always been Renegades, while the first 2 games it was Titans, and it has been proven that the first goals are really important when it comes to such a close series like this. With not a lot of boost, but he's still able to add some kind of pressure. Aza, the unpredictable touch. It's not gonna be that much. Hoodie, a little bit of more space than usual here. Tokyo, and it's gonna be Aza taking control. Now team, let's play defensively, and he managed to beat Hoodie in that challenge, but it's gonna be Tokyo once again right in front of the challenge to get the block, and Harrigan, Aza also gets the touch, but that wasn't really on net. So again, that's a very dangerous moment coming in from Titans. They managed to find a way to get away with it though, and this could be it for Titans, and it all just came down from Dean. Like, yeah, he didn't really get the shot on net, and it was Harrigan getting that follow-up, and also Ziggy, even though his name didn't really show up here in that situation, he still had a role. Like, he shot the ball on the corner, and then it was Dean, and then it was Harrigan. So everybody managed to get involved. Like, yeah, it wasn't really the kind of 3-man passing play you would normally expect, but a goal is a goal, and that's still a lead for Titans. They need to find a way to secure that 1-goal lead, because else we have to stay in the game to go back and forth when it comes to the pressure. So 1-goal lead could never be enough. Now Hooded with a shot. It's getting saved. And again, Aza. Not the best touch here, but Harrigan sending it right back to Zegi. The touch wasn't really there. Hooded already in the counter, and he's able to win a big 50. That nearly pinched out right into the net. And Deem getting that defensive demo, and this is something that Titans they were kind of lacking of, and right now they're getting them, especially getting them defensively. Like, they don't really have to be pushing maybe that much in offense, but if they're able to get those demos frequently, especially the defense, and that's 2 goals lead goes for Titans. And yeah, as I was speaking, getting those defensive demos, it's definitely going to be relieving a lot of pressure instead of having to be always attacking. So they could be staying more focused on defense without having to be worried like being out of position or something. They still could get those demos, and honestly getting rid of 1 player, that seems to be more than enough for Titans. And the shot's almost on net, but Hoodie with a follow-up here, and that's going to be cleared away, as we can have nearly 2 minutes left for Renegades. They managed to get the clutch comeback in this series, but right now it has to be done in 2 minutes. And this is, I believe, where Titans, they could be tightening up their defensive rotation, and Hooded with an offensive demo here. I believe Tokyo didn't really find the flip reset that quickly. It's gonna be Aza. Again, it's gonna be denied, and that's a lot of space being given. Hooded has been winning plenty of 50s to keep up with the pressure. Just a bit more than enough. Hooded, the style of play. Hooded sending it right down. Tokyo couldn't find the touch. It's gonna be Deem sending it right to Harrigan. Harrigan also finding the touch to send it right back to the blue side, forcing Renegades to be retreating, to be staying in the defensive side. Deem can't really find the shot. Now Harrigan with a shot. It's gonna be saved by Aza. Now Tokyo. Again, those shots are just coming in back and forth. It's raining shots for Renegades, and they need to find a way to break through, as we have less than a minute left on the clock. Harrigan again helping the defense. Gonna be Zegi. You know, it seems like, okay, that's a really good shot on net here, but it's gonna be on the crossbar. And I think for Giants, all what they can do right now is just keep up with the offensive pressure. It doesn't really have to be a shot on net, but force them to go for clears, force them to use a lot of boost, and that's gonna be more than needed. And that's gonna be an open net here, but it's not really gonna go in. Last 10 seconds. We need to see a miracle happen for Renegades. Hooded with a shot, and 0 seconds, and that's gonna be it for Titans. I mean, that was a great performance. I wasn't really expecting the bounce back in the end. Titans, they still managed to avoid